There are forests filled with life, buzzing insects, chirping birds, rustling leaves. And then, there is this forest. A place so silent that even birds refuse to sing. No footsteps echo. No wind whispers. No animals call out. Locals say this forest consumed its own voice and never gave it back. Welcome to the forest with no sound, one of the most unsettling natural mysteries on Earth. Part 1. The first reports. The earliest written account came from a botanist in the early 1900s. He described a quiet so deep it pressed against the bones. When he returned from his expedition, his entire journal was filled with notes like, no birds, no insects, silence heavy like fog. He left the forest after only 2 hours, claiming he felt something watching him, something he could not hear, but could feel. Part 2. Modern explorers. Decades later, hikers began sharing similar stories. One group said their conversations stopped naturally, as if their voices were being absorbed by the trees. Another group reported that their dog refused to enter, whining, pulling back, and growling at the darkness, even though nothing was visible. When park rangers investigated, their radios malfunctioned, and sound meters showed unusually low ambient noise, lower than what should be possible in a natural environment. Part 3. Scientific investigations. Scientists were intrigued. They brought equipment to measure sound levels, air pressure, magnetic fields, and soil composition. What they found only deepened the mystery. 1. The sound tests. The forest recorded one of the lowest natural decibel levels ever measured. Not because of thick vegetation, but because sound waves seemed to vanish. 2. Infrasound patterns. Some devices picked up extremely low-frequency vibrations below human hearing. These can cause anxiety, fear, and even hallucinations. Could this forest be producing infrasound naturally? 3. Biological silence. Most forests have birds, insects, frogs, rodents. But the silence forest had almost none, as if life had deliberately chosen to avoid it. Part 4. Nature or something else. Scientists propose theories. Theory A. Unique trees. Some species of trees have bark that absorbs sound, but not enough to silence a whole forest. Theory B. Geological anomaly. The forest sits on a pocket of dense rock that might affect echo and vibration. But again, still not enough to explain the total silence. Theory C. Infrasound zone. If the land naturally produces infrasound, from wind, caves, or underground structures, it could scare animals away and make humans feel uneasy. But what creates the infrasound? No one knows. Part 5. Supernatural legends. When science failed, legends took over. Locals whisper that the silence is alive, a presence, a watcher. They call it the listener, a spirit that consumes sound, because sound reveals its location. According to folklore, if you speak too loudly, the listener finds you. Others say the forest is a burial ground of an ancient tribe who practiced silent rituals, believing that noise attracted dark forces. Some claim the silence is a curse, a punishment placed on the land after a great tragedy no one remembers. Part 6. First-hand accounts. Explorers who stayed long enough described eerie sensations. 1. Footsteps with no origin. Some swear they heard soft crunching, as if someone walked behind them, but the forest remained visually empty. 2. Breathing trees. A few hikers reported hearing breathing, only to realize it stopped the moment they acknowledged it. 3. Missing time. Several explorers lost track of hours, claiming they only thought minutes had passed. Silence affects the brain in strange ways, especially prolonged silence. 4. The disappearing voice. People say when they shout, their voice feels like it's pulled out of their chest and swallowed. That's why many leave within minutes. Part 7. The final theory. After decades of research, scientists proposed one final idea. The forest might be a perfect acoustic dead zone. A combination of trees, valley shape, soil density, humidity, and wind blockage that creates a natural sound absorber. But even this theory cannot explain why animals refuse to live there, or why human voices feel blocked. Some mysteries are simply deeper than science. The forest with no sound remains one of the strangest places on Earth, a place where nature feels unnatural, and silence feels alive. Would you dare to step inside a forest where sound itself disappears? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more strange mysteries from around the world.